Hello, and welcome to another edition of Talking Shit in the Commentary. I haven't been in studio regularly for a while because the audience is kind of liking this style. I wanted to talk a little bit about the information that we are receiving out of the Missouri area, another town in Missouri, 2 miles outside of Ferguson. There was another shooting last night where a man, apparently, according to some real blurry video, aimed a gun at a policeman. These guys are already carrying guns, some of these young males of color, and there's no excuse for aiming an armed pistol at anybody, particularly a police officer. And apparently, the young man was shot down. The community reacted very, very, very angrily. There was some stuff going on with the officers. People were actually coming into contact with police and sort of running up to them. And there was things were being thrown. Someone threw some sort of a firework over into the gas station area where that could have gotten really explosive. And it's just a wild, sort of really Bob McCulloch generated kind of environment now with almost any police activity in regards to any young males of color being shot. And this is what we got. I'm sure this wasn't a part of Bob McCulloch's original plot. And a lot of people don't really agree, but, what I see is the lack of prosecutorial credibility in this country, and therefore this instant justice type behavior is turning on different police departments, and the community is throwing back what they believe they've been forced to receive. And so bullshit data going in and sometimes bullshit data coming out. I don't believe that the protesting has anything to do with certain aspects of ignorant behavior coming from people who others may seem to believe that are from the peaceful protesters. And I don't think we should clump all protesting together. I don't think we should clump all cops together. But what I've seen so far is, there's a need for some real change. And Barack Obama's, ratings have gone up because of the economy, and his ratings are gone up because nobody is really trying to give him any credit up front. But there's a lot of things that have really been uncovered. And I think the people who are benefiting from the status quo get upset and get into their woes. And a lot of white males in our country tend to be a little nervous when certain things are looked up underneath and we're not just living on the surface. And some of the people like, Lynch, Patrick Lynch, president of the union for the New York Police Department, and other outspoken white males like Rudy Giuliani and stuff tend to sort of kind of a Fox News puss in toward how they really feel within, and they go over there and they express that. Listen, the bottom line is that we need to change our minds. The front line of all of this is lack of communication and trying to not put yourself in another person's situation. And that's why when Cuomo is talking on CNN, he's starting to have that Fox News bend. I know his dad is the governor of New York, and it almost seems like he's doing an infomercial about that every 5 seconds on the broadcast. He's really contaminated CNN with a sort of Fox within mentality, and it's kind of disturbing to hear him sort of lead in or cut away from different guests and news story that have to do with some sort of a white male sort of view on our nation's inventory. And I believe that that kind of that race baiting type of racial attitude towards stuff is what keeps things sociologically rough. We're living in a time period where you can't lie about what you're emailing. It's hard to lie about what people are filming and using their devices for. You can't just do one thing over here and then do this behind the closed door. You know, this idea that Sony somehow felt so threatened because, you know, not that there was anything violent going on or something set on fire. They were just revealed. You know, the administrative and executive aspect of the company was exposed. People got a transparent view of what they don't want us to see in different environments. I heard someone very popular the other day saying that, well, yeah, you know, there's racism here. With the basketball thing, there was racism with that. When the phone call was exposed this year, and there's a little racism there, there's a little racism there, here racism, there racism, so don't expect any kind of schism. It is almost like having a strange form of alcoholism. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. In lieu of the insanity and the craziness that is going to come out of this kind of sociological haziness. You know, people are going to say something about stuff, you know, and the idea that somehow the blacks in this country need to be grateful they are not being enslaved literally doesn't mean that just because physically nobody sees an enslavement, that our minds are still not fucked up a little bit about some shit. So in regards to these people being shot and being told to just shut up and you get what you got, you know, it's not going to happen. It's not going to go down easy. We were told by Mayor de Blasio yesterday to not do any protesting because of the 2 officers that were gunned down in the New York, Brooklyn area. And yet there was still more protest hysteria because, you know, certain things don't take a break. Here we are back again in Missouri with another fucking inquiry, you know. A lot of things don't take a break, so the protesters refuse to break on it, you know. I mean, I don't know, Tyree is dead. Everybody, you know, this has been a rough year, you know. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But don't lie and act like there's nothing going on here. You know, this you know, this Eric Holder sort of a waiting game of who they're going to go ahead and blame. It makes people nervous. It's frustrating. It's upsetting to be here as a black man in this country with a bigger statue. Afraid to drive, and you know, a couple of police got behind me yesterday just doing their job, but you know, the thought of like being pulled over or being questioned or being investigated, someone say, well, don't break the law and you don't have to see what we've saw, and that's not, you know, that's not always true. That's not always true. Sometimes police are just not your boo. And if you've never been in this kind of a pinch, then you don't understand why people are so upset with people like Patrick Lynch. You know, he clearly came out and talked all this bullshit about stuff that he has just not really been through. So anyway, I'm just glad that there's some things being uncovered, people are being looked at, and you can't just go around shooting people without somebody trying to ask some questions about it. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm kind of concerned. You know, I feel that the blacks in Missouri have, you know, there's these protesters, and then there's these people who are kind of, you know, sucking off of that and doing their own shit. I saw some people breaking windows and stuff, you know, and that's going to happen. But, you know, it's like that's not a part of what the message is. The message is that in this country, it is hard to be here on the inside. We know how to mask things on the outside, But on the inside, it's hard to be here sometimes. It's not that I don't want to live here. It's not that I don't know how to receive here. But I do know that some people don't really deal with what's going on here. And so, and I say all of that to end the program. It's been a good year. This is not the last show of the year, however. I just feel on Christmas Eve, we still don't have to be deceived. That's all the time I have now. I'll see you when it's time to eat. And once again, the way we've been ending the programs, coming out of 2014 and going into 2015, with all kinds of wonderful things coming up. The State of the Union address, still dealing with the economical sort of attitude toward this president who has seen the stock market and gas prices level out to the way Americans like it, and still just not being enough. They still talking all this shit about Obama, and he, I don't know, it's a bounce back. And there are people still trying to troll in and figure out how this bastard is trying to make sure everybody can go to the doctor and stop, end it all. Anyway, we're ending the segments with our warning and helpful hint to all of those who care to listen to us. And that, of course, is to tell you to fuck Fox News. Fuck them. Fuck Fox News. Fuck those people over there at Fox News. Fuck Fox News. Yeah. Fuck them.